Good morning. Great start.
I guess it is.
Good morning from Santiago, Chile. We've had a very quick stop here, one night and one night only, but it's been great.
Today we are super excited to jump on our next flight, but we thought, why not make this travel day a bit more exciting? I was a little bit nervous because we've never done this before, but I put on our Instagram a little ask us a question box, and you guys really came through. So we are going to answer 20 questions about us, about travel, about YouTube, as we make our way to our next stop.
Honestly, it's taken us so long to do a Q&A because we thought we'd never get any questions, and you've over-delivered.
Ooh. Let's go! I'm so excited. It smells like French fries.
It smells amazing.
Yeah. Oh, that lady was in my food. I'm so excited. I can't believe our flight is on the board. Just seeing it makes it real. Before we check in, we're going to find some way to answer a couple of questions.
Thought we'd answer the first couple of questions with a nice view behind us.
Does it look a little bit dirty?
Oh.
I think this is a really good one to start with. Where are you and where are you going next?
We are in Chile, Santiago, the capital of Chile. We are only here for one night, which was last night, because we didn't apply for our visa and we could only get a transit visa and we had to fly out of here. So.
And where are we going next? We are going to Australia. You'll find out more specifically where we're going and what we're doing in Australia later in the video at some point, but that's all you get for now.
It's going to be an adventure.
Question number 2. How often do you go back to Australia each year? So last year we left in March and we traveled the entire year and then went back for Christmas. This year we went to Indonesia at the start of the year, went back, have come on this big adventure and are going back.
It changes heaps. I think minimum once a year.
Normally for Christmas, just because it's my favorite time of year and I love being around family at that time of year. But next year it's gonna be a bit different. And again, you'll find out more about that later. We'll explain it a bit better. Question number 3, how did you meet?
I always say that we technically went to school together, but that's not true.
We've just known each other for a long time.
I was at a school and then I left and she got there.
Yeah, we just have the same friendship group, so we've always known each other from high school. Question number 4, how long have you been together?
Long time. Jury's out still.
Yeah, we think it's 7 years.
It's between 6 and 8.
Yeah, we don't really know. It got to a point maybe a year-ish in, we realized we didn't know our anniversary and we were kind of just it doesn't really matter. I figure whenever we hopefully get married one day, that will be the anniversary we start going off of.
Yeah.
It's July 2015-ish. 2016 maybe? I don't know.
It's around July, but then my birthday's July too, so we don't want to have two of them on the same day.
I'm pretty sure our first date was actually on your birthday, which is another reason we didn't really want to celebrate that day, because that should just be about Jordan, not about us as a couple.
My arm is getting so sore.
We gotta go check in. Immigration.
Next question.
We made it through immigration. Question number 5. What did you do before traveling? I don't like that question.
I was in the bank. I was a bank manager. It was super boring.
I most recently was in real estate as a property manager, but more excitingly, and to tie into today, I was actually an international flight attendant for 4 years on Qantas. Question number 6. What are your roles editing, booking, planning?
I book everything. I'm in charge of logistics, so figuring out how to get from one place to another and if it's going to work with what's open and what's not open. And I plan our videos as much as I can.
I basically take care of our social media and I edit the videos. This has recently changed. I now edit the videos in full. Jordan used to help with like the rough cut, but now it's all me, baby.
So if it's gotten worse or better recently, let us know.
Probably way better, right?
If it's gotten better, don't let us know.
Jordan does basically hold the camera the entire day. I'll quickly take some B-roll, like zoom lens shots. But yeah, he does 99% of the camera work. Question number 7, bucket list destinations and experiences.
Talking about this today, Antarctica. Desperately want to go to Antarctica.
We would have gone to all 7 continents then. How cool is that?
Where else?
That's honestly the top of the top. That's definitely number 1. I don't know, I feel like this changes all the time as well, because you talk to people and they're like, oh, we really enjoyed our time in Copenhagen. You're like, well, I've got to go to Copenhagen. Iceland's probably really high.
Yeah, it's a really long list.
A UK Scotland road trip is really high on our list as well, like a camper van sort of moment. Question number 8. Favorite country so far? I hate this question. Every single time you talk to someone and they find out we've been traveling for as long as we have, this is the number 1 question that we get. I normally answer with Vietnam and Turkey, more because they are the countries that surprised me the most. Like, I wasn't necessarily expecting a lot from them, but we just had the best time in both of those places because it was budget friendly, amazing food, and like every other place you went felt so different to the last place you'd been, which I think is quite unique for a country. I really liked them. What's yours?
Normally I would say the same, but keeping it more this year, I think Argentina, right at the end.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
Came through.
Canada was really cool though. Canada or Argentina, either the first place or the last place, pretty much.
Yeah, Canada's up there actually. The people are really kind. It's quite expensive. That's the negative. But the landscapes and stuff, we are both snow winter people, I think. So like that just, we had the best time running around in the snow. Any plans to go to Spain? Yes.
Super specific question. But yeah, we want to get there.
We actually really wanted to go last year. My friend was living in Spain, in Barcelona, and we really, really wanted to go visit her. But if you've seen our video about the Schengen, we kind of messed up our dates and our calculations, so we didn't have time to go, unfortunately.
Soon.
One day.
Some more evidence about Chile being the most expensive country in South America. We just got 2 toasted sandwiches and drinks each. $46.
I literally almost turned around to return them when Jordan told me how much they were. That's ridiculous.
And we could have just waited a little bit and had food on the plane.
I'm starving though. It's been hours since we haven't had breakfast. We've had 2 cups of coffee this morning. That's it.
This is breakfast.
This does bring me on to a question we had. I think it was something like, have you ever gotten sick from all of the food tours we do?
No?
Not. Oh, a plane took off. You're welcome. In India, there's just like a low lying, you don't quite feel 100% the entire time you're there. I wouldn't say that that's necessarily because of one food we had on the food tour. It kind of started as soon as we got there and it didn't end until we had left for a while. But from just food tours, nothing comes to mind. We have been sick a few times, but nothing horrible.
Smells good.
Tell me that's not worth $20.
Okay,
that's not worth $20. Not worth $20.
Hi, sir. Welcome. How are you doing? It's you, definitely.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a nice trip.
I'm so excited. We are hopping on the flight. I can't wait. I also can't wait for the flight. I'm so excited that we're spending 16 hours in a tube. We're on board and I'm so happy. Everyone welcomed us like with their Australian accent, and he even said welcome home. It almost made me cry. And this is one of the airplanes I used to work on. It's a Boeing 87 Dreamliner. Do you want to know a fun fact? Those like overhead luggage storage, they're ones at the back there that have a little no bag sign on them. That is because up there is where the crew sleeps. There's a little stairway that you go up and it's like a little bunk bed. These ones are actually quite cozy. All right, next question. Is being full-time travel YouTuber what you expected it would be? Were there any surprises? I think it's pretty similar to what we expected. I think a lot more time two people did it at the same time. A lot more time goes into the videos than I thought would, and it's like a lot more difficult than you think. Like we used to watch people and we're like, that's so easy, just point your camera at whatever you're doing that day and bang, you've got a cool video. But no, not quite like that.
There's also a lot more planning goes into it. Like I thought, like Emily said, you just kind of walk around and have a camera with you. You really gotta plan it out so the story makes sense and is entertaining.
Hopefully that's what you think as well. We really try to have like some sort of story throughout, even if that's just we're spending a day in X. Our travel hacking worked! Yes! We did Cara and Nate's trick where you book the aisle in the window. Yes! Are travel hacking options better in the US than Aussie? More credit cards, banks, competition? Yes.
Yes, it's not unheard of in Australia, but it's a lot harder to get less points. Like you can still do the credit card thing where you get it and spend a minimum and then close the credit card afterward, but it's a lot harder to be issued those credit cards in Australia than it is in the US.
Did y'all try and be Hannah and Trey, did y'all take something with you initially that you thought you'd use often but don't? I don't think so. We do have long-term storage, like because we travel through multiple seasons, but often that thing that's in long-term storage, like thermals, they will get used at some point during the year.
Mine would be my hiking boots, and I did use them, like 100% used them, but I just don't think the use for what we carried for was worth it. The ratio wasn't there for me.
See, I loved them. They kept our feet warm and dry in Canadian snow, and for Kilatoa and all of that stuff, necessary. I'm so excited. Let's see what movies there are.
Ask you now to sit back and make yourself as comfortable as you can. I'm going to talk to you tomorrow afternoon as we approach Sydney. Once again, welcome aboard.
And whether you're listening to me on the Sony camera microphone or my phone microphone, I'll let you know. But I thought it would be fun to answer the next question while Jordan can't really hear me. What have you learnt most about each other? Jordan looks after me so incredibly well. I just love him so much. He is also extremely good in times of pressure. So like if something is going wrong, his like logistic brain will switch on and he'll just figure it out. There's no caring about the emotional state of it all. It's just, it's happened, it is what it is. Let's move on and let's figure out a solution. And I love that about him. I'm interested to hear what he says about me. I don't think it'll be as emotional.
I think, and I'm glad she can't hear me, but she's a lot better than me at a lot of things. I know she'll hear this when she's editing it, but the way that she can like plan what's going on in her head and be able to create something that shows that her vision so well. Also, she's a lot more artistic than me too. Like she can make something that I think is really, really good, and I'll show it to her, and then she'll just make it 10 times better in ways that I didn't even think of. I think what I'm trying to say is that she's really the better half. She said she was mushy in her, so I hope that was mushy enough.
I think the audio hopefully is better like this than it would be. I'll quickly switch to whichever one's worse. How much worse is that? Oh my gosh. Okay, and back to good. I am having the best time already. I know for a lot of people a 15-ish hour flight probably isn't something that you would look forward to, but I love this. I think as well because it's a Dreamliner, like it's a plane I used to work on, it feels a little bit like I'm home already, plus it's Qantas. We both teared up once already, then I teared up again at a Qantas ad. because it was about like going home and being with family. I'm just so excited. There is an Australian adventure before, which you'll learn about at the end of this video, but I'm just so happy and so excited and loving life. We're watching Indiana Jones, we've had a drink, we're waiting for our meal. How do you not love long haul flights?
To commence heading to Sydney. We have been advised by air traffic control to slow down, so we will be delayed by about 10 or so minutes, which this stage looks like we'll have you disembark in the aircraft at 7:45 p.m.
I'm so tired, but we're home.
Our bodies think it's a little bit before 5 a.m. We made it to Sydney.
I'm exhausted, but very happy to be here. And the next question is, what brand is your backpack? This is a Captain & Son backpack, and I have enjoyed it. It does have some downsides, like I really like how cute it is, the white color and stuff, but it also means it gets super dirty. And after all the hiking we've done, she needs to be retired.
How do you prevent scams or unsafe situations in each new place you go? A few different tactics, mainly not really going out at night. But we do a lot of research on areas that are good and which ones to avoid.
We tend to do a bit of research as well of like the typical scams you might see in a certain area. Like Egypt, it's always the same sort of scam, so we just knew what they were to go in to be like, you can just be aware of if it's happening to you.
We've checked into our hostel. It's the only place we could afford in Sydney. It was almost all of our daily budget, and we are the oldest people here.
By a lot. And it's like really, really busy.
Super busy,
Like the busiest backpacker I think we've ever been to.
I reckon.
Like everyone's out in the hallways anyway.
We got the last questions.
What have each of you learnt most about yourselves?
Oh, that's a nice one. I think I've learnt that I can be a lot more productive and better if I take my time and do things like read in the morning or meditate, and the day goes so much better.
I don't know. Okay, my brain's not working. I don't know. That I really enjoy editing the videos?
Yeah.
That's good enough. Favorite adventure this year?
I think the best adventure was Salcante Trek, I think.
That was pretty high. It's hard. That, the Amazon and the Rocky Mountaineer are
Yeah.
all my tops. Oh, the Icefields Parkway was really cool.
That's true. It's very hard to pick this year.
It's really hard. Killer Toll was really fun.
Honourable mention to the Star Lodge. We're firing through these because my arm is getting really tired.
And I'm tired.
Yeah.
Scariest moment.
That freak out we had when we didn't have visas to get into the country that our flight home was from.
For mine, it's the border crossing Colombia to Ecuador, I think it was.
There was a local scuffle and a security guard pulled his weapon, and it was scary.
Yeah. Just never seen that happen before, so it was really, really scary. Best advice for people who want to travel?
Easy, just do it because it's not as expensive as you think it is. Especially if you're paying rent somewhere, you can probably travel for the same price.
That's true. We've had those comments before when we used to do like Instagram updates on our budget. People would be like, how is it what you're doing cheaper than just a regular job?
Yeah, especially if you live in an expensive city.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I don't know if I have any different advice to that. Just do it. If you're even thinking about it, just try it. Maybe go somewhere like a bit more local or somewhere that isn't as scary to you or doesn't seem as overwhelming. Like I probably wouldn't suggest going to India for your first overseas trip. Like try and go to Europe or like America or Canada, you know?
Yeah, ease into it.
Thailand, like ease into it. What are your plans for 2024? I'll start this by saying what are our plans for the rest of the year. So we've come to Sydney, but we live in Adelaide. Turns out there were no cheap flights for us to get from Sydney to Adelaide, but what we did find was $1 a day car rental to Canberra.
So we're doing a car relocation to another city, the capital city, and then we found a cheap flight from Canberra back to Adelaide. So a bit of an adventure.
Yeah, we're really excited. So we'll have a day in Sydney tomorrow, then we'll drive the car, we have that for 2 days, be in Canberra, fly home, and we get to surprise my mum. She doesn't know we're coming home early.
And after we do all that, we don't really know. We're tossing up between more Australia stuff, maybe some New Zealand stuff, maybe Southeast Asia again.
So the reason we're coming home this year is because of a wedding wedding that I'm in, and we have a bunch of weddings next year as well. So we sort of need to have like littler adventures that keep us close to home because I don't want to miss them. Yeah. Time for bed. Quick disclaimer, because I get comments about this more often than I would like, but I'm going to be very overexcited today, and that's just my personality. So if you don't like it, maybe skip this one. I'm crying, I'm that excited. Ah! Okay. This has never happened before. The domestic and international barrier has been breached, so we have to evacuate the airport, and Jordan just happened to go to the bathroom right before. So I'm by myself and people are coming over and I gotta grab his stuff. Ah! Why did he have to go to the bathroom? Oh my god.
Super weird. The emergency message has stopped, the classical music has come back on, and no one really knows what's going on. The lights are still flashing.